What keeps you wanting to be better? And what would you say to people who are on their musical journeys?
Going back at that story when I had an opportunity to play quintet with principals of New York Phil, I asked for a recommendation letter of Mr. Dictoro and Mr. Stepansky. And one thing he told me that stuck in my mind, he said, really shoot for the stars. The truth is that for a lot of people, orchestra career is not something they dream about. But once they realize that music is really hard, they decided, okay, I'm gonna apply for orchestra. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can shoot for the stars, and if you land on moon, whatever your dream is, multiply it by 10, and then it's less out of reach this way.
Set your goals even higher in your dreams, and maybe if you only achieve a tenth of it, but you'll still be achieving something big.
Yeah, I think you should really mean it though, and kind of know the range at which point you're gonna be happy. I would be very happy being in Pittsburgh and playing with the Pittsburgh Symphony. Just knowing what your dreams are, but also realistically, what kind of lifestyle do you want? A lot of people go for competitions, chamber music careers, without really a concept of a plan in the future. Even if you win competition or start your chamber music career, are you really wanting to sacrifice all these years touring, preparing for the next concert, and maybe delaying starting a family or seeing your family less and less? Dream big, but also understand what lifestyle would lead you to being happy.
Setting your expectations for yourself very high will always be inspiring because it's always good to be working towards something. And I think that's what keeps a lot of us inspired with music, because we're always chasing an ideal that doesn't really exist, and our expectations for ourselves keep rising as we get better and better. I also think it's really important not only to have big dreams, but to follow up with actions. Just like when you decided that you wanted to start applying for orchestral positions, you did want to get the Kansas City one, and that didn't work out even though you made it to the super finals, which was also already super amazing. But then you worked even harder for the Pittsburgh audition because you almost achieved your first goal and you knew that it was within your grasp, and you just needed to fix a few more things and put yourself into a really good position.
The journey between Kansas City audition to Pittsburgh Symphony audition, I did not expect to win neither of those. I did not expect to get in the finals in either of those. And statistically, it's pretty rare. What my thought process is that it took Bing Wang 5 years. So in 5 years, I want a job. I don't necessarily need it now. I need it in 5 years. So statistically, I need to do a lot of auditions before I win the actual job. So my plan was not to win neither of those. My plan was just go through the math, play the statistics game, and at some point win it. So dream big, but also trust the math. There are people that win jobs on 28th try. I actually know those people, and they have very good jobs.
Knowing what kind of career you want in the future, people are sometimes not so realistic with some of the things they want, having a solo career and knowing the sacrifices you have to make, and it really isn't as glamorous as it seems.
Yeah, and we have pretty similar life values as well, since we want pretty similar things in life.
Especially you mentioned family. That's just really, really tough to balance. Of course it's possible. I think if there's a will, there's a way, but is it really something, if you ask yourself deeply, if you really want that sort of life? And I think it's really great that even at your young age, you've asked yourselves those questions and you've put yourself in a position where it has, for the most part, worked out. So I think there's a lot of insight and wisdom there that the audience can gain.